That's scary. That's bad news of that.
But we'll see.
We will see.
Number 2. Assassin's Creed 4 is real. It's called Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, not to be confused with the punk band. And will launch on
Or
October
the roach spray, right?
Oh, yeah, it's true. And will launch on October 29, 2013 for both PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, as well as other platforms. But the PS4, I guess, data is kind of nebulous.
Yes.
And there's a lot more information about AC4 right now on IGN, so you can go check it out now.
We don't
Because you
normally.
goddamn know I don't give a...
I mean, we don't normally get into inside baseball stuff. This was interesting. This was an interesting.
One of the
reveal.
worst handled reveals.
Yeah,
I like how we don't get inside baseball. It's a conversational podcast. We talk about the industry a lot on it.
That's true. That's true.
Podcast be on every Tuesday on IGN. We talk about this kind of stuff.
I mean,
go ahead and lay it out what happened here.
So Rich,
Everybody saw this game.
yeah, me and Rich and Mitch saw this game a little over a week ago. I think it was. What was that? What was that look for?
Your excellent grammar skills.
Rich and Mitch. Rich, Mitch, and I.
There you go.
So
I do. I'm terrible, obviously.
About a week ago, and originally everything was going to hit today. Then there was a poster leaked from GameStop, and then they released the box art, and then the embargo changed, and everything got shuffled around. But today we can finally talk about it.
Hey!
I mean, my favorite thing. I mean, I've been pretty vocal about not being completely crazy about AC3, despite being excited for it. But this one I think could do it. Like, I mean, I don't know if they do anything right. It's the character reveals. You know, like I think it's really cool seeing the new assassin. I think there are some cool things they're trying here. I like the idea of the new modern setting being like they hinted that it's going to be first person. They said it's you're no longer playing as Desmond. You're no longer playing as an ancestor of these people. The idea now is that Abstergo can access anyone's past as long as they have their DNA. So the idea is you're a research assistant who is researching the Kenway family, and that's why you're jumping back into Edward.
So it's kind of like, and I'm not making a joke here, Assassin's Creed Liberation, where I wasn't related to her. It was just like the portable version of the Animus I could jump into.
That's exactly what it is. It's that is the new model basically. I mean, it sounds like they fleshed it out more than they did in Liberation, but yeah, like the idea is Abstergo has a branch called Abstergo Entertainment, and the idea is that you can buy use of the Animus, like you can buy time of jumping into the past as long as you have their DNA. And Abstergo has like people's DNA on record, presumably.
Interesting. What did you? I still have not been to my desk. Like I said, I haven't read about it. I don't know much about it. What do you mean first person? Is the whole game first person?
No. The stuff in the past is like it always is. It's very Assassin's Creed. Well, I mean, I'll get to that in a second. But perspective-wise, it's like it always is. But it sounds like, and they haven't 100% confirmed this, it sounds like the modern day stuff is in first person.
Interesting.
Because the idea is instead of Desmond, it's you. It's me. Yeah. You play as the new research assistant who's going back in time.
I've always wanted to be a research assistant.
Yeah, it's a pretty great job. In another life, Colin. But
See you in another life, brother.
The stuff in the past is kind of interesting. I mean, Mitch keeps comparing it to Far Cry. It's set before Assassin's Creed 3. You're in like the 1715 era, I believe.
Okay.
Playing as the grandfather of Connor.
Okay.
So you're the father of Hatham, grandfather of Connor. And the idea is that they're going to follow this the Kenway saga now. So the way before you had a trilogy focusing on Ezio,
Yeah.
it sounds like now we're going to get a third part to this saga, which will continue to focus on the Kenways.
I see. Colin, do you
He's
care
falling
at all?
asleep. Colin's dead.
Do you care at all?
No.
You're finally we've talked about it before. You never liked the gameplay of any Assassin's Creed games. You did the respectable thing. Toughed them out. You platinum Assassin's Creed 2. Did you play some of Brotherhood? I forget. Getting ready for
I didn't
3.
play any of those.
Okay,
no.
but then you started playing 3. You're a big American history guy. It didn't work for you.
No.
Did you finish it?
No. Can't do that.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it. I didn't do anything. I didn't try the multiplayer. I didn't try many of the optional missions. But yeah, I finished it.
I can't go any
What did you
further.
think?
I didn't like it. I mean, it's not. The problem for me was that I just didn't like Connor. I think is my biggest issue with that game. Like, I also don't like how much control they took away from you. Like,
Right.
I mean, you're doing like one thing that was cool in Assassin's Creed 1 and I think 2 also is that you have more of these open-ended assassinations, right? You go into a city and they're like, okay, this is your guy. However you want to get to him, go for it. Whereas in AC3, that wasn't really the case. In AC3, it gave you a very specific route to follow. You had to get to that person, and you finally did, and then they got killed in a cutscene or a QuickTime event. And so, like, you never felt like you were in control of what was going on in the way you used to be. It's also just really repetitive. I don't know. It bummed me out. The ship battles were a nice change of pace, though. I think even you would agree.
Yeah, I like those. I was hoping the game would be based around those.
Yeah, well, and it seems like now, so what they said to us is it's about a 60-40 split of 60% land, 40% like naval. And they also said that the naval stuff in AC3 was like putting your toe in the water. That's significantly deeper of a system than that. You can, in the middle of a battle, you can throw out a rope and board another ship and take over that way.
That's cool.
There's a lot of cool stuff like that.
Assassin's Creed games always sound cool.
Yeah,
that's what I want to.
Problem, right?
That's what I want to talk to you about. Did you didn't like 3? What's your impression now? You went and saw it, or did you just hear about it? I'm not even sure what you saw.
We went and saw demos, so we saw the 2 trailers that were released today, as well as some like in-engine early like alpha style footage.
Sure.
Like it definitely isn't done, although it's been in development for quite a while. I mean, the prevailing theory is that, which I don't know anything about this, and maybe it's not true, but a lot of people are suggesting this may have been a different game, an open world pirate game that has since been kind of retconned into an Assassin's Creed game.
Interesting.
I don't know if there's any truth behind that, but I find that really interesting because this has been development. I mean, of course, this is an annualized franchise, but this has been development for about 2 years. It sounds like.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. I think you nailed it. Like the reveal of Assassin's Creed games are always really cool. They make it sound really cool. When you sit down to play it, will it be as cool as they make it sound? I don't know. But
3 certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I still stand out as the one person who was like, I was enjoying Assassin's Creed 3 for the 3 hours I played it, and then it got sidetracked.
So you never played as Connor?
No, I never played as Connor. No.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what's so crazy. Like I think Haytham's actually really cool. Mitch and I have that conversation a lot. Like I think Haytham's a really interesting character, but Connor just isn't. And like a lot of people who defend Assassin's Creed 3 say that was on purpose, say that it's like he's meant to be very stoic, he's meant to kind of take in things that are going on, and all he really cares about is doing the right thing. Like he's not meant to be this like really enthusiastic guy with like a lot of personality. But to me, it's like, then why make him your main character? Like I have to care about him to care about what's going on.
Yeah, I just feel like, well, Greg heard me play the game, so
I hear you play a lot of things.
Because I was just screaming at the TV for a week.
I mean, it's like I finished Tomb Raider this weekend, and like in Tomb Raider, you care about what's happening to Lara Croft, even if you don't care about the people around her and some of the other things. Like when she's learning, when she's worried about something, like you care that she cares, and that just totally isn't the case for Connor. Like I never understood his motivation. It took me so long to become that character that I was already invested in somebody else. Like I don't know, I just didn't. It didn't feel like they did the characterization right for me.
I saw a lot of kids on Twitter today. Rich George, obviously leads Assassin's Creed coverage for us. He was tweeting, he was retweeting a lot of responses, and he was like, this isn't people were like, this is too quick of a turnaround, only a year. And Rich was pointing out that it's been in development so long. And somebody pointed out something interesting that's fine, but that also means they have no chance to learn from the mistakes of Assassin's Creed 3. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, that's Ubisoft is a very, very big company. I put up an interview today with the managing director of Ubisoft France, and they have something like 26 studios now in like multiple countries. Like it's like they're in Paris, they're in Kiev, they're in Montreal. I mean, they're very spread out, and so they have a lot of different teams working on these games. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure this was in development concurrently with AC3. Like I think that's probably true, that there's not a lot of opportunities for them to step back and look at consumer feedback, maybe until the next one. And I wonder now if they're breaking out of that pattern. Like maybe now it will be, next year it'll be 5, the next year it'll be 6. Like maybe they're not going to do spinoffs anymore.
At some point, you got to stop saying 5 and 6, though.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to get away from that. It sounds crazy.
Maybe the spinoffs will all be on Vita.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do another Vita game.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not convinced that they won't. Yeah, it did. It sold really well.
Yep. Well, for Vita.
Yeah, 600,000 copies. That's pretty good for any game, to be honest.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, shut up. Also, do you like that he's the only one wearing headphones?
Yeah. I like being able to hear your voice.
You can hear them when you take them off. We just don't sound like we're on radio.
I'm deaf without them.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.